Hey guys, it's Tom. Welcome to the Pern Star channel again. Big thanks to those of you who choose to click on a bunch of these videos and leave feedback and whatnot. It really makes this a lot more fun. So anyway, today you'll notice that I've got the blue car on the lift. This is another build log, but the black car is currently with Thompson Racing Fabrication way up here in Maple City, Michigan, and she's getting caged. And so took a weekend off from driving to address some much needed things on the blue car. So specifically this video, we're going to be attacking one of the things that people aren't so fond of when it comes to this car, and that is the level of exhaust noise. So what's currently on the car is a equal length header with no cat going into the overpipe, front pipe, mid pipe, everything pipe. And she actually used to have a straight pipe all the way back out the rear, but that was just so punishingly loud that I didn't even care for it as a driver. So I added this Gretti or Great Eddie or whatever fart can to the car. It mellowed it out a little bit, but it's still pretty punishing. Especially the grid workers are not a big fan of the exhaust noises that she makes, because it's not just that she's at a high dB level. The nature of a four-cylinder that is supercharged, so there is no turbo in the exhaust to act as a muffler, is that she's really punishingly loud. So we're going to be attempting to address that anyway. So from the front to the back, I guess, in the midsection of the exhaust, I am going to add a glass pack. So a resonator, basically. This thing isn't going to really address the volume, but it is going to help with the raspiness, I'm hoping. Despite some people being under the impression that I set my cars up like monster trucks, blue is actually pretty darn low, especially in the rear. And once we get to tearing into the exhaust, you'll see the holes ground into various places. But the point here is that I don't have a whole lot of room to work with. And so I was looking for a bit to find a resonator that fits my needs. And this thing, found this on Amazon of all places. Everything I'm putting on the car is 3-inch basically. And typically resonators with a 3-inch inlet and outlet have like a 4 to 5 inch diameter on the resonator. This thing is the slimmest I found. It's 3.5. So I'm not having the expectation that this is going to affect the volume a whole lot, but I can add a resonator body to a section of pipe that would otherwise just be pipe, so it can't really make it worse. And the other thing, and I'm not sure if you can see this on camera, but I'm going to try, is that most resonators just have a pipe on the inside that just has perforations in it, like holes, you know. And this one, hope you can see this, looks more like a cheese crater. So there are all these little scoops on the inside that interfere with the exhaust flow. And because of that, I'm hoping that this is going to make a noticeable difference. So this is going to go under the car, somewhere in the middle of the chassis, in the trans tunnel area. And just like I said, take a piece of straight pipe out, put this in, hopefully eliminate some of the raspiness. The fart can on the back is going to be replaced with this baffled muffler. 3-inch in, 3-inch out, and this isn't a glass pack. So like all these cool looking, I suppose, fart cans are all just glass packs. Can on the outside, a perforated pipe on the inside, and then there is some kind of fiberglass padding wrapped around it. This is actually a baffled muffler. So you'll notice that no light comes through, because this has chambers in it and baffles that redirect the exhaust gases. So despite this being small, I'm hoping that this will make a noticeable impact on the volume of the exhaust noise. So that's going on the back right behind the bumper. Then there's another factor that I want to address, and that is that from the primary spec to the tip, the exhaust system that's currently on the car is growing in diameter. And if you look at a megaphone, you know, growing something in diameter when it comes to an exhaust system isn't exactly prime for when you want the exhaust noise to be moderate or quiet. So the Gretty can has like a 4.5 or 5-inch tip on it, for example, despite it being a 3-inch exhaust for the most part. So we're gonna go with a 3-inch exhaust tip this time to not further amplify the noise that's coming out of it. And despite not affecting the noise volume at all, you can also redirect the sound. So I personally hate the look of this, but this isn't about the looks. This is about people not having their ears bleed every time I take off at launch. So I'm going to go with a turn down tip, and this is just going to go on the baffled muffler you just saw. I'm going to weld this on facing down and probably about 45 degrees out. And the objective here is to direct the noise away from the grid workers, bystanders, away from the wall, because 90% of the time when we're driving an oval with a wall, it's going to be on your right side. So we're going to direct the exhaust towards the left of the car. And if you don't blast it straight at the ground, it also helps dissipate the noise more versus like having it resonate right off the ground. There are 3 different ingredients to this that I'm hoping the sum of those will lead to a bearable noise level on the exhaust. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to start with just teardown, taking what's on the car now off the car. Maybe then we'll do some shots of the cutting and welding. We'll see. This isn't going to be a super elaborate video, but I basically want you to give you a view of what's currently on the car, and maybe I'll add the links to these bits and bobs that I use, because it's really not expensive stuff. It's very affordable. Maybe I'll add the links to the video in case you also have a car that's obnoxiously loud and you're looking for cheap, easy options to rectify that. If the results of all this are positive, maybe you can make use of that information to make your car less obnoxious. I may look okay on the outside, but on the inside, I'm hurting because after 12 years of loyal service, this $9.99 Harbor Freight angle grinder just died. A moment of silence, please.
My mind, easy and slow. After the violence, first solo. It gets rough.
So the resonator and the rear portion of the catback is now tacked in place, and I really like how it's tucked up to the rear cradle and the diff. I think this gives me literally the same ground clearance as I had with the straight pipe, and this muffler being a smaller diameter and having a radius here instead of a 90-degree change from the cylindrical can to the tube here actually will increase ground clearance here, which is nice. The new muffler also fits flash with the bash bar, so once the turn down and turn out tip is on here, I think this will come together real nice. The hanger locations seem to be okay too. Not even sure I'm gonna use both hangers or if I just use one for this muffler back here, because factory there is two on each side, and we'll see which ones we'll make use of. But now I'm satisfied with what I'm seeing, so now I'm gonna tack the muffler into place next. So let me just show you guys what this looks like from the back. So here we have the turn down, turn out tip going into the resonated muffler. The pipe from the Gretty can still being utilized to weasel its way around the rear subframe. Yeah, as far as ground clearance goes, this is really nice. So now I'm just going to find a good position for the exhaust hanger of that one forward mount, tack that on, and then everything can come off the car and get welded. Okay, everything is tacked together. So this is essentially Blue's new exhaust system off the car. Fits really nice, and since the weather is so nice outside, I'm gonna set up out here to weld this all together. Here's to hoping that this is gonna do the trick. New system is all together in one piece now, and these certainly aren't pretty welds, but they'll do the trick. They're structurally sound. Honestly, don't look any worse than the shit that comes on the muffler from the factory, in my opinion. Should be stout. Okay, so I masked off the muffler, sprayed some header paint onto the hanger and the muffler, and also the stainless tip where I welded it, since I didn't use stainless wire. And you already know all that stuff is gonna get gnarly, so might as well spray a couple coats of paint on there. And they had orange header paint. Thought it was kind of neat, considering the cradle is yellow, the arms are blue, some of the suspension parts are red. Gotta, you know, give her the full Skittles treatment back there. Well, here we go. New setup on the car. And as I said earlier, went for a little bit more color because why not? Yellow cradle, orange muffler, blue arms with red brackets, red coilovers, gold bushings, silver bash bar, blue car. Color is fun. The car's off the lift, as you can see. The system's on there. I'm gonna do a quick cold start video for you guys. Cell phones or cameras in general aren't really great at conveying the volume of what's going on. But we'll try it out, and a couple days from now we'll be at Midvale, and then we'll get some real life feedback real quick. Let's check out the cold start, see if it's any better. I'll tell you my opinion on it. Pretty sure the video isn't going to convey the volume, but I'm guessing it's better. By how much? We'll find out. I've started this car up many times, and to me that's an improvement. It sounds better. Not a car I would call quiet by any means, but I don't think it's anywhere near as obnoxious as it was. So hopefully you guys agree. We'll find out in a couple days at Midvale. See ya.